In the beginning of the drama, we see 600 years Joseon dynasty ruled in Korea. Many kings came and went, and slowly their absolute monarchy also finished, and now royal family only follows present-time Korea constitution. Royal families had absolute powers, which now class have become, and they come in Korea elite people, means very rich family people. After that we are shown one prestigious school named Royal Academy. In the morning 2009 spring exam result had come. All people came to see their rank, where we see one boy named Ransong who belongs to a royal family who checks his class ranking board, in which our female lead named Hiju came first and Ming came second, from which he becomes very irritated. Next scene, like in our school yellow, green, blue, red houses used to be, here about their two houses is told. One Jongong house in which royal families and noble families come, and one Jujak house in which normal people to businessmen children come. Meanwhile here story female lead Hiju makes entry, who seeing rank board says to Chin that you had said that this time you will defeat me, but you every time like again lost. Chin says, what, you were scared from me? Somewhere I do not defeat you. That is why you did so much hard work. Hiju laughing says that doing hard work, what was so hard in exam? Somewhere questions felt more hard to you not? Now have lost, then learn to also accept losing and not run more tongue every time your own insult happens. On the other hand, on this Miss Go says to him that do not forget your status. You are not from noble family like that is why stay in your limit. On which Hiju says, hey noble kids are. Control mouth otherwise someday we'll get beaten. After that fixing his shirt says that from next time put little effort brother. Every time you defeat so easily, fun not coming. You are noble man right. Every time in losing you, what fun comes? And first learn wearing your uniform. Big noble man came somewhere, saying goes away. But at night after that we see Hiju is called principal office, where principal first does Hiju praise, then asks from her that you know that King Sir why made this school. Hiju says yes, so that all get equal opportunity. Cutting in between her talk principal says yes, that was one, but us should keep care of all. Saying this he picks one anti-cup like something kept near his and asks from Hiju that know who invented this was. Young Shil did in King Sejong time. Even if he was one prostitute's son, but he was brilliant. After that principal gives that cup to Hiju as a gift, but actually principal was taunting Hiju, or Kansei was showing her place, whose reason we will know ahead. So Hiju taking that cup comes outside in very anger and goes away throwing it. Then next day we are shown present time scene, where Hiju is Castle Beauty named company CEO. She was doing meeting with company directors, where she does anger on all because their sales had become little less from their competitor. One director says that but we still are industrial leader and still are number one in preference ranking. Meanwhile our rival company used cheap methods. On launch event name gave 50% off and making ad with one famous celebrity did viral in inorganic way. Hiju says still we lost from them in sales right. Now us must defeat them from their own way. That celebrity refused our offer right, so take out his kundli. Surely we'll find something not something. Then what to do with his that you all know only. After that she tells doing their products volume half so that from sold out fear people start do forward buying in FOMO and their sales increase. Director says that if we do products 50% less than us will much loss right. Hiju says money are mine, so what to do with them I will decide. You people just do your work. Meanwhile Hiju's secretary Haejung comes that today must go in her royal king birthday celebration, and for reaching timely, they're now just must leave. So Hiju says that because today I am going palace, so I am going create one crazy buzz there for our company. So you all stay ready for that and do hard work. Directors ask that what will us do? Hiju says write articles, make videos viral, on Reels, on Insta, on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, every place. Just Castle Beauty and my name only should spread and write articles like Castle Group Air invited in King Sir his birthday banquet. Keep printing such shiny flashy headlines. Saying this she leaves for palace. Haejung asks that are you really going in Heiress Castle Group? Hiju says no, but what goes in saying maybe can also become truth. And spreading such rumors only is PR work right. So you take care of these articles. Next scene we are shown our male lead Grand Prince Lien Palace, where he has just now came back from hunting. So he was becoming fresh. Outside court ladies were doing his weight. Meanwhile his secretary Yen comes and says to court ladies that he will bring Grand Prince. So coming Yen asks that have you taken any gift for King Sir birthday? Doing gunpoint towards his Yen says that from morning till now I am seeing only blood. Me did not get time for thinking about that. That is why now just must do me little rest. Yen says no you cannot do this because you must go in King Sir birthday celebration and on today day you also should not had gone in hunting. Till now you should had reached in palace and till Until now you also did not become ready. That is why please quickly become ready. Us must leave for palace. Next scene we see palace scene, where all royal family members and rich people in traditional and formal dresses were coming. Meanwhile, in her red supercar, Hiju makes entry after that, where she wore most different dress, which seeing all people started talking about her only because here all came in formal and traditional dress. Now Hiju, coming like full celebrities, started giving different poses, with which her videos and photos started becoming viral, because there she was most different. After that, reporters started talking that Hiju really came in red dress, which seeing this all became shocked because in palace besides king no one wears red dress. On the other hand, because of this she among all guests had most unique and different look. And meanwhile her team was busy running full PR. Articles were being written, videos and photos everywhere next day were trending, from which her company products were becoming sold out. So inside, all guests were mixing with each other, and talks were happening. Meanwhile, Hiju alone at night was drinking. Behind her, 3 women were talking about her. Gossiping about Hiju, they were saying that this same girl is Castle Group's second daughter. Second woman says after that good only Castle Group daughter. This is Chairman Song, illegitimate daughter, about which till her 10 years anyone did not know. Then her mother, who is Chairman Song mistress, she left her near Chairman Song. Because of this she is not any royal family girl. From her dressing sense her understanding only comes from one illegitimate girl, what only can expect. She has no respect and no family care. Meanwhile, hearing this Hiju was getting very much more angry. She finishing her drink, breaking glass, turning behind says cheers to them, seeing which those 3 run away. Next scene then Hiju half-brother Hiju comes teasing her because Hiju company sales were down. Hiju says you worry about your company and move from front. Hiju says give little respect to your elder brother. People say right about you there are no manners at all. Hiju says next person also should be respectable. And till my company sales talk, I do not need to do cheap actions like you. I do not need to increase sales numbers by doing my own law. Because my company today also is in top in preference survey where you can never reach. He just says you do whatever you want. You cannot hide your identity right. Even after becoming company CEO, you remain illegitimate only. He just says bark like dog. From tomorrow instead of tie come wearing leash. It will suit you. Saying this she tightens his tie. Meanwhile governess lady comes calling all inside. So inside all people are sitting on table for eating. In front was sitting king who was an 8 years child, beside whom was his mother means queen mother, and king left side throne was empty which was place of our main lead grand prince Ian, who was acting king means regent because king is minor. Because of this on king behalf grand prince Lien does all work. So Lien is little king uncle means elder brother son and queen mother is Lien's sister-in-law. So here all people were waiting only for Lien coming. After some time Lien also reaches here. So Lien in his hunting clothes makes grand entry. Seeing Lien here queen mother Yun face becomes angry. Seeing Lien all people stand up. So he walking from between all comes in front of king. So little king seeing him becomes very happy. Seeing him in hunting clothes many people were talking that why he came in hunting dress on king birthday. Which question queen mother also asks him. So Len says this was given to me by king himself as gift. What you did not like this? King says uncle you are very good looking. Queen mother says still you should choose dress according to event and also hunting season is gone. Lien says hunting does not have any one season. I can give lecture later. For now I should sit so that our ministers and guests can also sit. Saying this he sits on his throne. Meanwhile Hiju is only seeing Ian. So here all people start eating. And outside celebrations start. In Korea whole night celebrations were going for King birthday. Meanwhile King was doing all his birthday ceremony. In one paper, he writes his wishes in which he wishes that his mother health always stays good. He also wishes good health for Uncle Lien and happiness for all public. Meanwhile Hiju is seeing fireworks near Royal Lake. Then Lien comes in front completing one ceremony in which many fireworks are, and Hiju was only looking at Ian. Then Prime Minister Man seeing Hiju comes to talk with her, from which we know that both know each other from before. He just seeing him in pink clothes teases little. So man says, because now I am Prime Minister of Royal Cabinet, I have to follow rules otherwise other ministers will eat my life. Then he praises Minju because in her leadership castle beauty is growing very much. Then asks you wore this dress intentionally right because you know that wearing red in palace is not allowed. Hiju says what I did not break any law. Man says stay little careful otherwise controversy can happen. Meanwhile Lien's secretary Min comes saying something. Hearing this Min goes and after finding Lien reaches near him. Seeing him asks why you go like this alone without telling anyone. Lien says, why what you fear is someone will kill me. Man says, no, I worry that your secretary Hyen will die one day because of your worry. Because of this you should stay a little careful. Lien suddenly asks him, when are you doing marriage? Man says, suddenly from where came marriage talk and why you are in so much hurry to remove me from here by getting me married. Lien says, opposite is happening. My marriage is going to happen. Hearing this, man becomes little surprised. Lien says, sister-in-law every day is sending proposals of different girls for my marriage. Because of this it feels maybe soon my marriage is going to happen. Because of this, Prime Minister man, responsibilities on you are going to increase. Because King of 8 years age cannot take decisions and cannot attend meeting. If my marriage happens, I will leave palace, and from outside I will not handle state representation work. Because of this, all duties which till now I was doing, like going in many charity events, hosting international delegations, maintaining cultural heritage, visiting international organizations, and attending military ceremonies. All this you will handle. Man says, absolutely not, I cannot do all this. On this, Lien says, then stop my sister-in-law. Use your veto power. According to Royal Family Act, royal marriage needs approval of royal cabinet, so when sister-in-law gives my marriage proposal, then you refuse using your veto power. Saying this, he starts going. Meanwhile, man says, you should tell this before only. Uselessly you scared me. Hiju comes to one restricted place finding network. Network was not because around palace all area network was fully cut off. Then Lien comes there and asks who are you and how you came here. Hiju bending her head greets him. Lien coming down asks name. Hiju saying sorry says I forgot the way. Lien again asks name and what relation you have with palace. So Hiju tells her name and says that I do not have any relation with palace. So Lien coming towards her says that besides royal family and palace staff, anyone coming here is forbidden. So how did you get courage to come here? Hiju becoming scared bends her head. So Lien says, if you go before my 3 counting, then I will forget that you ever came here. Hiju becoming excited says, really? Lien coming little near says, this much I can do for my junior. Saying this, he starts countdown. But as soon he counts 3, from palace side one blast sound comes. Hearing this, he tells her to be careful and goes towards palace. So inside, all people were running here and there. Seeing all this, Lien remembers one flashback of 3 years before when in such fire incident previous king, means Lien elder brother died, because of which he becomes very panic and goes to find little king. Meanwhile, man reaches there. From behind, Queen Mother comes and slaps Lien. Seeing this, Prime Minister man and all people become shocked. Queen Mother says, do you want to take one more king life now? Hearing this, all become surprised. But then from behind, little king calls his mother. So Queen Mother goes near her child. But seeing this royal family dynamic, Hiju remains shocked. Part 2 starts from there where previous part ended. The fire is brought under control. The Prime Minister Min increases palace security and tells to control the press so that people do not spread any rumors. So in this fire incident, no one got any injury. Everything had come under control. But Min gets doubt on this fire incident because 3 years before in a similar fire incident, the previous king had died. Just now, everything in the royal family had become stable. Meanwhile, one more fire incident, this cannot be normal at all. Saying this, he tells security to stay alert and leave. Next scene, Hiju also comes outside. Secretary Hiju asks her how you came outside so early. Then she tells her about the fire incident. After that, hearing this, Hiju starts asking about Prince Yen, that he is fine, right? Hiju asks, are you a fan of Prince Yen? That you are so worried about him? Saying this, she tells her to go home. Hiju asks, do you have any issue with Grand Prince Yen? Meaning he also studied from Royal Academy of Korea. So in school, did he bully you that you do not like him? Hiju says, do you think anyone can bully me? Hiju says, then why do you hate him? Hiju says, just like that. After that, we are shown a flashback of 2009. When they were studying in Royal Academy of Korea, where Hiju one night secretly came to the archery range to practice, but she could not hit even a single bullseye. Meanwhile, from behind, Lien comes and asks, who are you? Hiju, seeing him, got scared and started running. Lien says, if you have made a mistake, then you should accept punishment, because there is no benefit in running from here. You will get caught, which will be worse for you. So tell, what is your name and where are you from? Then she tells her name and says, from 9th grade Jisak house. Lien says, you must know you have broken school rules. Hiju says, I needed more training because an exhibition match is coming. Lien says, so will you break rules? Below 10th grade students are not allowed to leave dormitory after 11 p.m. You know this, right? And for breaking this rule, you will get 20 demerit points. You also know this. And to use any school property beyond given time, you need principal approval. And for violating this rule, you get 10 demerit points. On this, Hiju says, then Prince, you also came here, so it means you will also get demerit point. Then Prince shows principal approval letter and says, I came with approval. Hiju asks, asks, how did you get this, when Principal himself told not to waste extra time because of the match? And also, how did some other student get the key of this place? Meanwhile, she shows the key and says this key was with a 9th grade student. If using this archery range was not allowed, then how did he get this key which he used to show off in class? So I stole it from him. If someone has the key of archery range, then I also got principal permission easily, which maybe I would never get. So do not give me lecture of demerit point. I just want equal opportunity. The facilities my rivals get, I will take them. Lien says, for this will you fall to their level? Hiju says, instead of losing without practice, I will use wrong method and snatch my right and win. Saying this, she starts leaving. But then she comes back, greets Lien and leave. Meanwhile, Lien smiles. Coming back to present, remembering this moment, she says how rude he was. Next day, Queen Mother comes to meet Lien and says sorry for slapping him yesterday, and saying all that in worry of my son's safety, I without thinking raised my hand on you and said some wrong thing. Lien says Prime Minister Min was going to take some action. After that, if you realize your mistake, then I will explain to him. Queen Mother says everyone is only worried about you. No one was worried about the king yesterday. At night there was fire in palace. The king life could have been in danger. But everyone was worried about the cut on your face. Lien says, so do you blame me for that? Queen Mother says yes, because you're the state representative. All the king work is done by you only. Lien says, so do you want that our 8-year-old king should be given all responsibilities, which is not possible, right? That is why I was made state representative, and anyway a state representative does not have any special power. But Queen Mother was worried about Lien influence, because more than the king, Lien had more authority. On Lien, one word big politically an S to businessmen, anyone does any work. So her meaning was that Lien has overshadowed the king. Hearing this, Lien remembers his childhood, when even after getting 100 out of 100 in exam, his father was not happy. Even then he said that he is just a grand prince, not crown prince. Meaning from childhood, it was decided that the king will be Lien elder brother and Lien will never become king. Coming back to present, Lien asks, what do you want from me? Queen Mother says, I want that you always stand with the king like a strong pillar. Lien says, that is what I am doing. After that, Queen Mother says, then agree for marriage and marry a girl of my choice. Prove this, that you are always with the king. On the other hand, for Hiju, her dad had also seen a match for her, for which Hiju clearly refuses, because there was nothing special in that boy. He was just a small company CEO. Hiju says, at least find someone equal to me. Meanwhile, Taeju and his wife come, who say the best match for you is this only. Hiju understood that they were thinking to remove her from the family in the name of marriage. Taeju's wife says, we tried in very good families to find a match for you, but they check every small detail, after which everyone rejected you. By this, she was taunting Hiju being illegitimate. Hearing this, Hiju also says, then how did you marry a loser like Taeju? After that, again argument starts between siblings. Hiju clearly says and leaves that I am not going to marry this boy. Meanwhile, Lien is surprised hearing Queen Mother word. He says, till now Queen Mother was against your marriage, and now she wants to get you married, that too with her choice girl. This does not feel right to me. Lien did not give any answer to Queen Mother, so he was just thinking about this. Meanwhile, Hiju's mind was already disturbed because of that marriage talk, so she was taking out anger on all directors. So Hiju calms her and tells that she should not mix professional and personal things. After that, Lien leaves royal palace for some days and goes to his private residence. On the way, he meets Mr. Imyong, who is Queen Mother father and also a minister of royal court. Hearing that Lien is going to his private residence, Mr. Imyong says, what about your security if something happens to you? Lien says, I thought you will be happy with me leaving palace, but you surprised me by showing concern. Saying this, he leaves for his private residence. Next scene, Mr. Imyong comes to meet Queen Mother, where Queen Mother still felt that fire incident was done by Lien only. She was complaining that no one says anything to Lien, he does whatever he wants. So Mr. Imyong says Grand Prince Lien is liked by everyone. Even after losing his parents and brother, he is working as state representative for his young nephew, protecting the heir of royal family, protecting the royal crown. On this, Queen Mother says that is the issue. Meanwhile, Hiju was searching a groom for herself, because she knew if she did nothing, then her dad will marry her to anyone. But Hiju was not getting anyone as capable as her. So she tells Hiju to check matrimonial profiles of everyone from politicalians to businessmen. But nothing was working. Hiju gets frustrated and says, I am not asking too much. Just someone equal to my status. I do not need something very impressive. Just someone whose standard matches my beauty. It is not like I am looking for a royal family. Saying this, she stops and gets an idea. Next scene, Lien is in his private residence, where someone comes and shows him some articles in which which some royal ministers and public were raising slogans against Lien on King's birthday for coming to the celebration wearing hunting clothes. Lien says, "That is why I told you do not go wearing this." Next scene, Lien asks that about that night fire incident, is there any new news? Yen says till now there is nothing like that. Lien says maybe soon my name will trend once again. On the other hand, in Hiju office, there was a lot of discussion about Lien, because Len was no less than a celebrity. Hiju praising Lien comes to Hiju and tells that Grand Prince Lien is trending everywhere. There is so much hype about him. So while reading articles about him, Hiju says he is not that bad. Hiju asks, "What are you thinking about Grand Prince Lien?" Then he just smiles. Meanwhile, Han was getting worried because there was too much discussion about Lien. So he requests Lien to issue a statement that you had no other intention of wearing that hunter dress on Grand Prince's birthday. But Lien does not pay much attention to news articles. After that, Hiju says this cannot be. How can you think about marrying Grand Prince Lien? Hiju says why not? Hiju says did you drink something? Hiju says think about it, where will Grand Prince Lien find a girl as capable, beautiful, intelligent, and rich as me? Hiju says okay, you did not tell this to anyone else, right? Hiju says no, but I have sent a royal audience request to meet Lien. So to meet Grand Prince Lien, one has to send a royal audience request, which he will accept only after that anyone can meet him. So Lien had received many audience requests, but he tells to reject all. Yen tells that among them there is also Castle Beauty CEO Song Hiju, but Lien rejects her request also. Hiju says this was expected, it is not that easy to meet Grand Prince Lien, and you did not even give any reason to meet him. Hiju says, so should I write that I want to marry you? Hiju says do not write this at all. Hiju says he is acting too high. Meanwhile, Lien had not issued any statement nor he was meeting any minister. Because of this, Queen Mother gets more irritated. On the other hand, Han tells that Miss Song Hiju has sent another audience request, but this time with another name. Last time it was Song Hiju, CEO of Castle Beauty. This time it is second daughter of Chairman Song of Castle Group. Lien again tells to reject. In this way, Hiju sends request 10 to 15 times, but every time Lien tells to reject. So after getting rejected again and again, Hiju gets worried. And meanwhile, Lien also gets irritated. Then Hiju remembers that on birthday night when she went to a restricted area of palace, then Lien had said that before I count 3 if you leave then I will forget about you coming here. I can do this much for my junior. After that she gets an idea. This time she writes as Lien Jr. Yen comes and tells Lien that Miss Hiju has sent another request, but this time she wrote that your junior Hiju wants some guidance from senior Grand Prince Lien. Hearing this, Lien gets surprised and smiles and tells to accept the request. After the request is accepted, Hiju becomes very happy, and in the evening she gets ready and reaches Lien private residence. The news of her meeting Lien reaches Queen Mother because her one spy was working as a maid in Lien private residence. Meanwhile, finally both are sitting face to face. Lien says, I do not understand by which name I should call you. You sent request with so many names, so tell why you wanted to meet me. Hiju takes out a red color letter from her bag, keeps it in front of Lien, and says, I wanted to propose you let us get married. Hearing this, Lien becomes shocked and surprised. At night here we are shown an epilogue scene. On Crown Prince's birthday evening, when Lien came near Royal Lake to light fireworks, then both had seen each other. After that, in 2009, when Hiju had said so much to Lien about archery range, then next day she was very worried in school because she had insulted Grand Prince and royal family, so she was afraid of punishment and being expelled. But then her friend comes and calls her, telling about an announcement whereon Lien order from now archery range will be open for everyone all the time and everyone will get chance to practice. Seeing this, she was very surprised. Part 3 starts with a flashback of 2009 school where their archery competition was happening. In Red House were Hiju and Min. In Blue House was Prince Lien and Yumink, where he was passing comments about Hiju. Hearing this, Lien gets very angry, so he scolds him and makes him quiet and gives warning to never do this again. After that, their match starts, where in almost every round Lien team was leading and Hiju team was just 1 point below them. To watch the match, Lien Father the King had also come. But even when Lien performs well, he is not very happy, which Lien notices. Then comes the last round. Lien team was leading with 102 points, while Hiju team was on 101. So to shoot the last arrow come Hiju and Lien, in which Hiju scores 9 points, because of which her team reaches 110 points. Now all eyes were on Lien. Then Lien shoots his arrow with that. This flashback ends here. Coming back to the present, Hiju proposes Lien for marriage. Lien smiles and after looking at her for some time says, what are your terms and conditions in this? Hiju asks, are you not surprised? Maybe you must have received many proposals. Lien says yes, in last 2 days more than 10 proposals proposals have come, so tell your terms. I will personally decide after hearing them. Hiju says, I have a lot of money. Hearing this, Lien starts laughing and says, I thought you will say something creative. Hiju says, why waste creativity for this arranged marriage happens like this, only money, status, and family. You must know about my family. I am intelligent, successful. I have one elder brother who is a little dumb, so he will not create any problems, so you do not have to worry about in-laws. Lien says, what else? Hiju says, I have very thick skin, so criticism does not affect me from childhood. I have heard so many things about my identity, so no criticism affects me. You cannot even imagine how much I hear because of being illegitimate, so do not worry, I will make sure you never have to face criticism. Like a human shield, I will protect you from any criticism. And anyway, after contract ends, we will take divorce, whose blame I will take on myself, so you do not need to worry. Lien asks, anything else? Hiju says, beauty. Lien says, and Hiju says, what more do you need? Meanwhile, outside at the door, a maid whose name was Jenny was trying to listen. Then Yen comes there, so she says she brought herbal tonic for Grand Prince. Yen tells her to leave, and he himself takes herbal tonic inside, which Lien tells him to keep and go outside. Scene cut. On the other hand, Queen Mother was also looking for a girl for Lien. Next day, Hiju comes to office very happy. Then Hiju asks what happened yesterday. Did Grand Prince Lien say yes? On this, Hiju says no, he rejected me. After that, a flashback is shown. Lien refuses her, and on asking reason, he tells there is something which he values more than money, intelligence, and beauty. Hiju asks, what is that? Lien says, if I tell, will you be able to give me that? Coming back to present, Hiju asks, what did he want? Hiju says, love. He wants to marry with love. Hiju says, Grand Prince is very romantic. Hiju says, romantic my foot. Hiju says, then I will find a new profile. Hiju says, there's no need. Hiju says, will you try again? You were not even serious about this proposal. Hiju says, do you think I am not serious? Hiju says, if you were, then you would not say in front of Grand Prince that I have money, power, and a foolish brother. Even you talk about divorce in first meeting. Hiju says she did this intentionally because she believes Grand Prince will like a girl like her who is a little different and rebellious like Grand Prince Lien himself, like how Lien wore hunter clothes on King birthday instead of formal clothes, which was not normal for that event, so I did this after thinking. After that, if I have done so much, then trying once is needed. Next scene, she meets one of her manager who has connections with many people in royal palace. So she tells him to do some work. Then that manager uses all his connections and finds out all schedules of Grand Prince Lien, where he goes, what he does. After finding all those places, he makes a list and sends it to Hiju through Hiju. With that information, she reaches a horse riding field where Lien was already riding horse. Seeing Hiju here, he gets very surprised. As soon as Hiju comes, she starts flirting that we met only 2 days ago, but I missed you a lot, by the way. How are you here? You must ride in royal ground. Lien says there it is a little. He feels suffocating there, on which Hiju, teasing him, says it can feel here also with me. Saying this, she smiles and walks ahead. Next day, he was eating alone in a restaurant. Then suddenly Hiju reaches there. Seeing her suddenly here, he gets surprised. Hiju winks and says, I saw you yesterday, but still missed you a lot. Then asks, you eat in royal dining hall, so how are you here? Lien says, I am on leave for some days. Hiju in a flirty tone says, me also. After that, he starts getting up to leave. Seeing this, Hiju says, where are you going? To volunteer in cat shelter home. Lien says, how did you need to check my background? Hiju says, yes I did, because you only said that you want to marry with love, so yes, I needed to win your heart. Saying this, she gives flying hearts to Lien. Hearing all this, Lien feels very cringe. The matter does not end here. Hiju follows him everywhere, like while driving in movie hall, while jogging, and everywhere Hiju was just busy flirting. Meanwhile, Lien was also starting to like it a little, because next day when he was going somewhere, he looked very conscious about his dress. Even asks Yen that I am looking fine, right? When she is coming everywhere, then I should look good every time. On the other hand, Hiju's sister-in-law calls her and tells that today she has to go on a blind date. If she refuses, then dad is threatening to shut Castle Beauty, so she has to go. After that, Hiju goes to meet him at Royal Art Gallery. His name was June. He says, Miss Hiju, I have heard a lot about you from your dad, like you like art a lot, that is why you run an arts foundation. Hiju, to make him run away, says there is nothing like that, it is just for money laundering. Hearing this, June becomes silent. Then Hiju says, you tell, when should we marry? September, October, or November? June says, so fast, we should know each other first. Hiju says, anyway, this is arranged marriage, what is there to know? Anyway, I know you are part of my dad plan. June asks how? Hiju says, my dad wants to remove remove me from the company, so if I marry in a powerful family, then he will not be able to do this, because he knows then first thing I will do is remove my useless brother from the company, so tell can you help me in this? Meanwhile, Lien comes there and sees both of them. Then Hiju just says a small hello to him. After that, Jun himself backs out from marriage. On the other hand, Yen comes and tells Lien that today I saw Miss Hiju with a boy. She is quite cool. After getting rejected by you, she immediately found another boy. Hearing this, definitely Lien does not feel good. Lien then says that he thought maybe Queen Mother sent Hiju. Yen says it cannot be that my sister-in-law family has produced 4 queens, so they have a superiority complex, so they will never match with Hiju. Yen says, what do you think who will win among them? Lien says, what do you mean? Yen says, I checked a little about Miss Hiju, nothing very special, but the way she came and proposed you is quite different. She has no friends, only her secretary with whom she goes everywhere, but her temper is very high. I heard from school time she was very hot-headed. There was no one with whom she did not fight, and I also heard she has never lost till now, which was true. That is why Lien also smiles, because he has seen this himself. So Yen says in a way Miss Hiju and Queen Mother are quite similar. Hearing this, Lien also starts thinking something. Next scene we see Queen Mother, whose flashback shows that 3 years ago her husband the king wanted to leave his throne, for which he had written a letter. But Queen Mother got very angry. She says it would have been better if you died. You cannot do this. Think about the prince. The king, without listening to her, stamps the order of leaving the throne. Getting angry, Queen Mother burns that letter and says, then I would prefer to see you dead. Saying this, she throws that burning letter in front of him and leaves. Because of that burning letter, fire started in the palace that day, due to which the king died. So after his elder brother death, Lien reached there. Since then, Lien gets nightmares in which he sees the same dream of his brother death. So with that nightmare, Lien wakes up. His health was looking a little bad. Then Yen brings him some medicine. Meanwhile, today Junior King is given a flower of honor named a ceremony. Junior King had to go to a Flower of Honor award ceremony. Now because Lien was on leave, Junior King had to go alone. So Queen Mother motivates him for today work so that he can show that he can work without Lien. Even when Junior King asks about his Lien uncle, then Queen Mother says there is no need to call him uncle, you can do this alone. Now he says yes, but he was very nervous. After all, he was just a child whose worry Lien also has. Meanwhile, Hiju also comes to this award ceremony because she was also going to get an award. But Junior King was sitting worried because he was nervous. On the other hand, his security guards were eating snacks kept for the king, even coming near his side and reaching till bed. Then Lien reaches there and scolds them properly. Seeing him, Junior King becomes very happy. Then we get to know that he had called Lien because he was scared. So Lien encourages him and says he will be with him every moment, so there is no need to be nervous. After that, Lien brings Junior King outside, but seeing so many cameras, he starts getting nervous. So Lien holds his hand and brings him to stage, where award distribution starts one by one. Hiju gets Best Entrepreneur Award. Junior King makes her wear Flower of Honor. Then Lien gives her a bouquet. Then Hiju again says, I missed you a lot. Hearing this, Lien blushes, but controls his expression. Hiju says, will I not get any other prize? Lien says, it is already on your head. Hiju says, that was from King. Is there something else you can give me? Then time comes for photo, so everyone looks forward. On the other hand, Lien smiles, looking at Hiju. After that, Hiju comes outside hotel, takes many photos and posts them. She uses many hashtags, among which one was hashtag Grand Prince Lien with heart emoji. Meanwhile, when Man gets to know about Hiju getting award, he goes to congratulate her at venue. On the other hand, Lien sends Junior King back to palace, but his health was getting worse, so he stays in the same hotel. Hiju was also going to stay in same hotel. Then Man comes there, congratulates her, and for celebration they go for lunch. From his talks we get to know that Man likes Hiju not from now but from school time, but could not tell. Meanwhile, Lien health becomes more bad, so Han comes back to hotel with some medicine. Then in lobby he meets Hiju because she was also staying there. Now Han was very worried about Lien, and he had also told not to tell this to anyone in royal family, and Han did not understand what to do alone, so he tells Hiju. Then Hiju calls a trusted doctor who checks Lien and prescribes medicine. Hiju thanks him and tells to keep this matter secret. On the other hand, Queen Mother gets very angry on Junior King, even more angry on Lien, because again all limelight went to Lien because in articles Lien was mentioned more, and she was seeing her husband and her son because Junior King also looked scared like his father. Queen Mother tells to find Lien, then her assistant says they have found his location. Meanwhile, Lien had not eaten anything since evening, so Hiju brings food for him. Han shares that he got very scared when Grand Prince Lien suddenly fainted. Hiju asks then, why did you not tell anyone? Han says Grand Prince himself told me not to because he knows if people get to know then everyone will get worried, many rumors will spread, many people will get troubled, and especially, he does not like attention at all. Meanwhile, they are talking when Han gets to know that Queen Mother is coming towards their room. So Han tells Hiju to hide quickly and then opens door for Queen Mother. She directly enters Lien room, where Lien comes out of bathroom. He tells Han to make her wait outside because I am not in proper clothes. Queen Mother comes outside herself, but then her eyes fall on a lady's purse kept on sofa. Seeing this, she gets angry and again comes inside Lien room, where she sees Lien talking with Hiju. Then in anger, she tells Lien to come to Royal Palace tomorrow to give explanation. Next morning, Hiju calls Hiju and hotel. He stops her from going out of hotel and tells that a big scandal has happened. Because on social media news channels everywhere articles were being published about Lien and Hiju relationship. Some were calling it an affair. Some were saying secret lovers. Some say they are going to marry. Some say Hiju is already pregnant. Their same hotel outside photos were getting viral. On the other hand, Hiju was laughing reading all this, that what all these people write. They were getting calls again and again from reporters, which Hiju was getting tired of handling. Meanwhile, Queen Mother was getting happy seeing all this, because now everyone will criticize Lien for being involved in this scandal. But Hiju is sitting carefree. Hiju says, how can you be so calm? Do you really not know who Grand Prince Lien is? For all people of our country what he is? Do you remember last time when you dated an idol how much hate you got from his crazy fans? So now think Grand Prince Lien, who is such a big personality for the whole country, how many fans he must have and what they can do. But Hiju was not getting affected at all, because of which Hiju was getting angry at her. Meanwhile, Man goes out to handle the situation. He was calling both Hiju and Lien, but no one was picking the call. Han gets ready to take Lien to Royal Palace, but Lien tells to go to his private residence and also calls Hiju there. Hiju comes very confidently, while Hiju is nervous, so Hiju goes alone to talk to Lien. She asks about his fever. Lien says everything is fine. Hiju again says that although we met yesterday, still I missed you a lot. Lien apologizes that she also got involved in this scandal because of him and asks, tell, what do you want? Hiju says, if I tell, will you be able to give it? Lien says, I am asking seriously. Hiju says, what I want is very difficult to get. After that, to propose him, she opens the red cloth which she brought in, which there is a flower of honor which Hiju got in 2009 archery competition when she defeated Lien. Meaning at the start of episode the archery competition shown in which she scored 9 points and Lien was shooting the last arrow in which he scored 7, because of which Hiju team won, but Hiju already knew that Lien had lost intentionally. Hiju says, you lost intentionally that day. If I was in your place I would feel very bad that I could defeat someone, but still I lose intentionally. After that, she tells him about her brother foolishness, how he got expelled from schools, how many companies he ruined, but still her dad and board members want to give him Castle Group and are finding reasons to remove me from my position. What do you think why this is happening with me? Is it because he is a boy or because he is a legitimate son and I am an illegitimate daughter? But now I understand why, because he married in a noble family. That is why I also want to marry in such a powerful family. Lien says, then you just want to marry for my title? Hiju says yes, because of not having this title I have lost countless opportunities. On this, Lien says, then get ready to become Grand Prince wife, because now you will have to face the whole country. Meanwhile, she smiles, and with this the episode ends here.